hail, infantry!
Hail, infantry!
Queen of battle, follow me!
Queen of battle, follow me!
And airborne rings
The infantry, the queen of battle, the most praised job in the military. For centuries, infantry soldiers have been the backbone of military might, bearing the brunt of warfare's harshest realities. From the trenches of World War I, to the beaches of Normandy in World War II, to the jungles of Vietnam, today's infantrymen have fought and died to uphold their legacy, enduring the most demanding conditions to protect and to serve. Earning a blue cord is one of the most memorable moments of an infantryman's life, and walking through Sand Hill is forever prized in memory. But beneath this storied legacy lies a harsh reality that's breaking our most dedicated infantrymen. With a decrease in military retention rates and an increase in social media and technological advances, one must wonder, is the backbone of the military crumbling? Is the infantry in fact broken? In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on the infantry's hidden cracks and exposing the harsh truths and calling for much needed change.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste.
I want you to take a quick minute and imagine a young, motivated 18-year-old infantryman. We'll call him Steve. He's ready to kick ass and take names. He finishes infantry training and goes to his first unit, full of other highly driven individuals and some unmotivated soldiers. Steve is told the unmotivated soldiers are a cancer to be around. His platoon leader, we'll call him Chad, a semi-new platoon leader ready and eager to impress. He has been in the unit for about 3 months. He takes the infantrymen on a 5-mile, grueling 6-minute mile pace run. Steve can handle it, but some of his peers are broken off. The staff sergeants and platoon sergeant are barely hanging on. Their ACLs are practically giving out. The platoon leader, Chad, fresh out of Bolic with fresh legs, is satisfied. He's shown off his speed to his platoon and the commander. But now, imagine doing this over and over and over again. Platoon leaders come and go every 1 to 2 years, sometimes even less. Each new platoon leader comes in with something to prove, leading to repeated death runs and relentless physical demands. Eventually, this young, motivated 18-year-old becomes a broken down 23-year-old. The high officer turnover rate means that during an enlisted soldier's 3 to 4 year stint with a unit, he might have 3 to 4 new Chads, each trying to outdo the last. For every one Steve, it's 4 Chads per duty station, all competing on who can out-Chad who. This cycle continues, breaking down the very soldiers who are supposed to be the backbone of the infantry. Chads with something to prove. As if the rapid turnover wasn't enough, new officers often push the limits to make a mark, often at the expense of the lower enlisted soldier. This behavior can demotivate and burn out even the most dedicated soldiers. While officers have opportunities to transition from less demanding roles like S-shops or gain leadership, it takes about 5 years to go from first lieutenant to captain. So once you're a platoon leader, you have a very small sprint in your career to make a mark. Then you'll go to an administrative role and your body recovers. Then eventually making captain, where you do what you want physically. While in the same time, the enlisted soldiers remain in grueling infantry roles. This disparity in breaks in assignments and leadership roles contribute to higher sick call rates amongst enlisted personnel. You'll often see one of your many prior platoon leaders in the S-shop, and he'll talk about how much he misses the line. You have had 0 breaks to let your body recover, and deep down you envy him. You envy the fact that he hasn't had 4 training events in the last month, or the fact that your lower back has been hurting from the 7-mile death ruck that you had this morning with your brand new platoon leader. Then you say to him, "Yeah, we miss you too, sir." There needs to be a way for enlisted to benefit from the same level of breaks officers usually get. Sure, enlisted can also go on a staff role, but that's quite hard and few and far in between. But there should be programs in play that make it easy for an infantryman to not necessarily change their MOS, but get some much needed time off. I say once you hit 4 years in the line, there should be a mandatory allotment for a relocation into any other MOS or a role that's available. rifleman up front, team leader behind him, grenadier third man, and saw gunner in the rear. Actually, it's team leader up front, rifleman behind him, saw gunner third man, and grenadier in the rear. Wait, no, actually, you idiot. It's rifleman up front, team leader behind him, saw gunner third man, and grenadier in the rear. Wait, which one is right? It doesn't matter, because every single new leader you get is going to tell you a different thing. And that's what brings us to the next point: inconsistent leadership and philosophy.
Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black
The lack of stability is pretty detrimental. As a team leader, it almost feels impossible to build a relationship with your men. At least one gets rotated out almost monthly. You spend so much time going over classes, rehearsals, caring for specific soldiers, only for Steve 1 to get rotated out by Steve 2. Because Chad thinks it's a good idea. It's not. And when you get upset about it, you get told your opinion really doesn't matter because you don't have a college degree. The same goes for Steve. Steve builds a great relationship with his squad leader or team leader. They take their shirts off their back for him. But he gets moved to a new one, and the new one wouldn't spit on him if he was on fire. This variability of leadership in a single platoon is detrimental.
I spend it in good company.
Wake up at 5:45. Shit, shower, change for PT at 0630. 0630, PT till 0800. Show back up at 09. Work until your first sergeant asks you what the hell you're doing at the cough at 1800. Get ready for a training event in 2 weeks. Layouts, and more layouts. Go to the field for 1 to 2 weeks at a time. Maybe a few months. Deploy. Do it all over again. While Specialist Carter for S1 is getting paid the same as you with fewer hours. I get it. We signed up for the infantry. All Steves are young 18-year-olds ready to do more for our country. Some don't even think about pay. Hell, I've met guys that have joined the infantry that don't even know that they are getting paid. But with maturity comes knowledge, and with knowledge you start peeling the onion. Why are infantrymen getting paid as much as the guy from S1 when they've been in the field for 150 days out of 365? Do you want me to do more work? Pay me more. Do you want me to work 15 hours a day? Pay me more. We live in a day and age where we can find compensation in many forms. People get paid millions to dance on TikTok, to do ASMR and whisper on a microphone. As infantrymen, it doesn't seem that ridiculous to ask for an increase in pay. It doesn't have to be completely off the wall from the base military pay, but even paratroopers receive jump pay. The morale you feel from getting the extra $150 a month for static line jump pay is enough to quantify doing it. How much more to ask for as an infantryman to be paid monthly? I don't know the answer, but at least enough to quantify the extra work it takes to do the demanding job.
I see a red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the girls go by dressed in their summer clothes.
The Army, let alone the infantry, is years outdated. The system is stuck in the 1990s. We all might as well just line up and wait to receive our pay and cash our checks. Do you have a financial problem? Go to finance. You go to finance, they say you need to bring an E6 or above with you. You bring an E6, finance tells them they need a signed memorandum from an officer. You get the signed memorandum. They refer you to your local S shop. Your S shop refers you back to finance.
Exactly high.
Do you have a PT test? Yeah, I bet you didn't know either. Good luck preparing. It's tomorrow. Do you have a promotion board? Yeah, I bet you didn't know either. Good luck preparing. It's in 3 days.
Exactly high.
You want to take leave? Excellent. We have holiday block leave from June 16th through June 28th. Oh, you want a different day? Good luck. The right is only reserved for officers and senior enlisted. You're sick-broken? Nice, you have TRICARE. Except for, you need to be seen by your medic. Only medic has specific orders from the PA that there's field events in 2 months and no one is hurt. You're really just trying to get out the field. Oh, you're really sick? Excellent. Show up to sick call at 0500. Once you show up to sick call, but you're still faking it though. But hold this thought, we'll talk about it later. Let's compare some of our points to our sister branch, the Air Force. You have a PT test? Sure, you planned it out yourself, 6 months or once a year, and you know the exact month and day you're taking it to a T. If you score 90 or above on it, you don't need to take it for another year. 90 or below, you plan it out every 6 months. 90 or above, you get a day off. 95 or above, you get 2 days off. 100 or above, you get 3 days off. You put in your own leave through a portal, LeaveWeb, whenever you want, just like PTO for the civilian role. Which military branch sounds more up to date, especially with the post-millennial-Gen Z crowd, than the other? Infantry is extremely outdated. The Army, let alone the infantry, is stuck in the 1990s. If you want to increase retention and retainability and you want motivated infantrymen, get with the times, old man.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I love the young people.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces.
We've talked about the constant beatings your body takes from the different forms of leadership it encounters, specifically officers PTing you to the bone. When I joined the Army, my recruiter told me we're pretty much professional athletes. That was a huge selling point for me. I loved working out. Most infantrymen come from sports backgrounds. But hold up, do professional athletes have great health systems? If an athlete says he's hurt, he gets world-class medical help. I love to follow baseball, and I can't help but notice the minor injuries that cause them to miss many games, toe discomforts, and they're put on the 15-day injured list. They only go back to baseball operations once they follow a specific set of medical orders, such as walking, jogging, playing catch, and taking minor league rehab stints.
Baseman Altuve is in Corpus Christi on a rehab assignment after fracturing his thumb in March. Now drillers score third.
I usually laugh when one of my favorite baseball players is out with a seemingly harmless injury. He's out with toe discomfort? What a weakling. I was doing 20-mile ruck marches with a dislocated shoulder. But if you want to call a spade, it's not so much about my mental toughness. It was stupidity and the horrible healthcare of the Army.
And I had dudes with badges frisk me, teach me how to swallow pride. I took advice no fool would take.
Professional sports have doctors protecting athletes from themselves. No, you're going to sit this game out. Your shoulder must heal. You're a $25 million investment. A trained infantryman is worth about $60,000. While we're not worth millions, we're still a pricey investment. If you try to persuade soldiers to join the infantry, enticing us with you're basically a professional athlete, then reap what you sow. We don't expect the same health care that the New York Yankees have for their athletes, but we do expect to be listened to when we have injuries. I can't tell you how many times I've seen hidden injuries, soldiers dealing with them, or not getting treated for fear of being scrutinized and judged. This goes for mental health as well.
That reduces his military career to 3 words: other than honorable, dismissed for misconduct.
Absolutely something I'm still struggling with.
This 27-year-old veteran didn't commit any serious crimes. He got in trouble for getting sick.
The Army broke him.
His attorney
Do not scrutinize your soldiers for having injuries. This shit happens. If you have an ounce of IQ, you see injuries do happen. I would go as far as to say infantrymen in the field or deployment have it physically harder than a baseball player in their regular season. Not downplaying the sport, but I think it's facts. Look at how many injuries they have in a year. If you're a senior enlisted NCO or officer watching this, I am telling you right now, do not downplay your soldiers' injuries.
Still sore from that hernia surgery. I tell you what, I can't wait to get back in the gym! My drill sergeant sense is tingling, but that could only mean one thing! Soldiers are avoiding medical treatment because their command is going to counsel them for it! Oh no! Yeah!
As we've explored, the infantry's storied legacy is overshadowed by a series of modern-day struggles. rapid officer turnovers, officers with something to prove, disparity in breaks and assignments, inconsistent leadership, pay discrepancies, and outdated planning all contribute to the hidden cracks of the infantry. These issues not only affect the morale and well-being of our soldiers, but also threaten the very foundation of the military's effectiveness. It's time for these harsh truths to be addressed and for much-needed change to be implemented. If we want to preserve the legacy of the infantry and ensure that our soldiers are properly supported and motivated, we need to adapt and modernize our approach. When you think of the 18, now 23-year-old once motivated Steve, who served under 6 different motivated Chads in a span of 5 years, that were all actively trying to break his body down for their OER, his career has been amplified with an outdated structure and inconsistent leadership. Paired off with moments Steve compares himself with other MOSs or branches and wonders, why am I still getting paid the same? While his ACL is on its last leg and PA orders its medics, no one is hurt. One must say, the infantry is broken. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. It'll be really helpful for my channel. Let's spark a conversation and drive the change that our infantrymen deserve. Together, we can ensure that the backbone of our military remains strong and resilient for generations to come.